bit of a slump and a huge roster change, but it's not too surprising that AHQ did get taken down by the Taipei Assassins, and it is the team that would be expected to take down AHQ.
Right, so we are here in the Champion Select. We've got Jace and Elise getting banned up right off the bat. Two of these champions very, very strong, so not surprising to see them get banned out. Rise getting banned out. I very, very highly expect to see Karthus and Zed bans after the performance of Westor over the last couple of days.
Though Twisted Fate is also left open right now.
Right.
I think KLH will use Twisted Fate as their last ban here. And if they do go for that Twisted Fate ban, that will leave Karthus open for Westor to take, even Zed open for him for the taking. They actually banned Kennen. So
wow.
We might actually see Twisted Fate being picked up first by AHQ here.
No, they're going to go for Thresh because, I mean, that's almost a given. When you leave that Thresh open, I think most likely you'll see it get picked. We're going to see KLH have a lot of options open as well. They've got that Twisted Fate Shen combo right now that they could easily insta-lock.
They sure can. Twisted Fate and Shen are both open. Two champions with extreme global presence. I don't think I've seen a game in the Greener Premier League just yet that has left so many champions with that huge, huge global presence open in Champion Select and hasn't been picked up by either team. So I think you might be right. KLH might capitalize on that opportunity and take Shen and Twisted Fate here.
Right, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. They banned a lot of strong champions, but they've also left a lot of strong ones open. And these strong champions that they've left unbanned are pretty good in combination. We've got Jarvan, Zed, like I was just going to say Zed, and the Jarvan Karthus combination is something that we've seen AHQ play, and I think it's a smart choice here for the Kuala Lumpur Hunters to get rid of Jarvan from that team lineup.
So they also did manage to take away a very strong pick that Westor would favor, being that Zed pickup. But there's still a ton of champions out there that Westor can play fantastically, and his favorite champion, Twisted Fate, is still open. He's been a very highly contested pick in League of Legends right now. So it'll be interesting to see if he does end up going for that Twisted Fate pickup or change for something else.
Right. The benefit that they have right now is the fact that they have full information about what KLH is going to be going for. And you can see here KLH has gone for that Zed pickup. And it might be the case here that HQ is going to go for a slightly tankier AD carry in the form of Graves or even perhaps Vayne. I think Vayne is quite good at escaping from Zed because you've got two tools to get away from a Zed. First, you've got the Condemn, and then second of all, you've got your Vault. Combined with your combined with your ult, you can actually go invisible and you can send Zed flying away. It's really tough to get onto a Vayne.
And another thing about Vayne's tumble mechanics is that it can actually tumble out of Jarvan's Cataclysm if you're lined up right against the wall. So that might be a good pickup for them as well. And Vayne, she's just been becoming more and more popular, not only in solo queue in almost every single region, but also in competitive play, she's being picked more and more. And I don't really feel that her laning phase is as weak as it used to be before. I'm not too sure why, but I think the numerous nerfs that have hit the other strong AD carries have allowed her laning phase to become stronger and stronger. And he was hovering over Twisted Fate for a second there, but no, he has swapped out for the Gragas pickup for HQ, and Shen's going to be picked up for what seems to be their top lane.
I think not going for that Twisted Fate there is because of the reason for that is because there's a Zed on the opposing team. And with Twisted Fate, you kind of need to apply pressure to the lane, clear the waves quickly so that you have the room to teleport. But when you're going up against somebody like a Zed and you try to do that, you stand a huge chance of just getting dived on, or the jungler coming along and picking you up, because Zed's got such insane single target DPS. All they need is for Jarvan to put a little bit of damage onto Twisted Fate, and Zed will be able to finish him off the rest of it.
And another thing about Twisted Fate here is that if he does go for that solo push at the split push lane, allow the rest of his team to push one lane while he pushes the other, and KLH sends Zed down to defend that split push lane, he should be able to duel with Twisted Fate very, very easily and stop him from split pushing. Meanwhile, Shen here for AHQ, that will be very tough for Zed to deal with because Shen will naturally be tanky and build a lot of armor at the same time. So it'll be very hard for Goldens on Zed here to actually burst down the Shen on AHQ.
So there's a very interesting team composition here on the side of AHQ. They have a kind of Vayne-based composition. Normally when you pick Vayne, you try to either protect her in two ways. Either you get a lot of tanky frontliners with good amount of CC and you try to prevent enemy champions from jumping on her, or you provide a lot of high threat targets so that the enemy has to pick between which target they want to kill, either the Vayne or another high threat target like Rise. But in this case, it looks like they're going to go for the tanky front line to protect the Vayne.
They still do have a ton of threats in AHQ and a ton of crowd control to help Vayne out as well. Thrash being what seems to be the highest threat support right now. He has so much threat with his death sentence, with his follow-up after death sentence, the flail and the box as well. He's just a really strong support here. With Gragas there as well, with the displacement and the burst damage he can deal, we'll be able to protect Vayne a lot, and he'll be a threat himself to the backline of Combo Hunters. Vi has huge amounts of single target damage and can peel very well one target away from Vayne, and Shen, being that tanky champion, can provide the Standing United shield onto Vayne and get to her position at any time he wants to.
Right, so if they play that Thresh intelligently, they're going to be able to get Mr. Albus out of a lot of tough situations with the Dark Passage. That's going to make it even more difficult for Goldens to land the kill on Vayne. And I think that for KLH to be successful in these matches, they're going to have to take out Mr. Albus as one of the first targets, because the damage that a Vayne can put out if she's the last one standing is insane.
I do like the Nasus pickup going into the top lane for the Combo Hunter. So even though Nasus doesn't have a very strong laning phase here, he will be able to split push with Shen very effectively, especially with that teleport. And over time, he'll become more and more effective than Shen will be coming into the team fights, just because Nasus would probably be the best scaling champion in League of Legends, just because of his siphoning strike, gains damage every time he kills something with it.
Right, do you think that AHQ here is going to go for a lane swap? Because I think they've actually got a lot of potential here if they choose to do that. Because Vi has some pretty good ability when it comes to clearing waves. Her punches that have AoE damage really can get rid of the wave in an instant.
Well, normally when I see a Vayne lineup from any team, I always will instantly think that that team should be going for that lane swap, just to give Vayne a better time in lane. Now that Combo Hunter actually picked up Nasus as their top lane, I think it's even more incentive for them to go for the lane swap. Green Tea has even picked up Ignite on his support champion, so he might even want to be extremely aggressive. Even see Wildlands here going for Ignite on Zyra actually. So with Thresh having that huge auto attack damage from the passive of his flail, and Vayne also being able to chase down champions very well, I do think they can poke out monkeys on KLH at the top lane very, very easily if they go for that lane swap. And at the same time, I feel that Zyra and Varus does sort of do, not even sort of actually, I think that Varus and Zyra will do extremely well in a 2-on-2 lane against Vayne and Thresh. Even if Thresh does get a good death sentence off, the follow-up from Zyra and Varus and the huge amount of damage that they both have would be enough to repel Mr. Albus and Green Tea away from those engages. So I do think AHQ might go for that lane swap. That's not even including the power that the junglers will have in play of that lane swap.
Right, so AHQ, I think they've had some really good lane swap mechanics. We've seen them swap the lanes before, and the thing that works out really well for them is their warding. And I think that that's one really important component of doing the lane swaps. A lot of people just think about the matchups and how they're going to work in the lane swaps, but if you think about it, matchups, that can easily change. The opponent can just lane swap along with you. So in order to stop that, in order to stop the opponent from just switching lanes whenever you do, you need to exercise some control across the jungle or the river area, because that's where the teams are going to be transitioning. If you get a couple of wards down there, then you can intercept the enemy, you can stop them from lane swapping, create some unfavorable matchups, and I think that that is the key component of having a successful lane swap strategy.
And also, KLH on the other hand, they might even go for a lane swap themselves if they do decide to go up against Westor in a 2-on-1 lane. I didn't think about that before, but Westor won't be able to clear out his minion wave very effectively until his barrels will be able to do enough damage to pretty much one-shot those waves. So I think KLH might be able to do some damage to HQ if they do go for that 2-on-1 lane swap in the middle lane. And then, as you said before, if they do put out good amounts of wards, and as you're saying, if they put that ward coverage to watch where AHQ's movements are, I feel that a lane swap into the middle lane for KLH would be more effective than any other lane for either team.
Right, so I think that it really comes down to the way that they execute the lane swaps. There's always benefits and costs when you perform a lane swap. How you take advantage of it is going to be the deciding factor in the success of it.
Sure is. So we are in the loading screen right now, going into Champion Select very, very soon. We're going to have Monkeys go up against Prides at the top lane with that Shen and Nasus matchup. In the jungle, we have Lantern and Tainted Ones with Vi and Jarvan going in. Gragas here for Westdoor and Zed going for Goldens. And at the bottom lane, or what we hope to see in the bottom lane, will be Mr. Albus and Green Tea with their Vayne Thresh lineup against XSF and Wildlands with Varus and Zyra.
Right, so we are going to have a look at the items that we've got picked up. Rejuvenation bead here on Monkeys, as opposed to the Doran's Shield that we're going to see on Prides. Over in the mid lane, we've got the cloth armor picked up from Westdoor, so I think he expects to be going up against some AD laning. Probably going to head over to the mid lane. He might even go to the bot, or rather they're just splitting up to check right now.
Goldens has gone for that Fortitude pot as well, so we might see huge amount of early game pressure coming out from him. It's quite surprising seeing that Zed doesn't get that extreme power until he grabs his ultimate at level 6. We're going to see a small invade coming out from both teams onto the blue buff here. Green Tea just wanted to get that ward off, which he does manage to do. Both teams do walk over a ward mirrored in the exact same location, so they do know where each other are.
Right, I think there's a slight advantage in the level 1 fight here for HQ because they've got 2 CCs. They've got the Thresh Death Sentence as well as the Taunt from Shen. You can see here Westdoor putting a bit of damage down onto Monkeys. I think Zed has really great potential with Red Pot. He's one of those. He's one of the few champions that can still choose to go for the Red Elixir because his level 3 or level 4 ability to get aggressive, even his level 2 aggression is very, very high.
So for the bottom lane for both teams here, we see both supports opting to go for a no item start, just grabbing out those consumables and wards to help keep their AD carries safe here. The only difference between the two attack damage carries is that we have a Biscuit on Varus, and whoa, Tainted One's getting taken so low, he's going to get taken up for first blood by Mr. Albus. Using that flail there by Green Tea to catch him off guard with a follow-up damage. I don't see why he didn't decide to flash away after starting blue buff there. That was a bit of a misplay coming in from Tainted Ones, and Lantern will pick up the blue buff level 1, and Tainted One's going to be extremely far behind.
Right, so yeah, that was definitely a weird move by him. You could see that he had vision of them coming in. They didn't really sneak around the corner or use any movement abilities to get right in his face immediately. They pretty much walked up towards him. So that was definitely a confusing moment for me. I just don't get how they managed to get that kill.
I wasn't even expecting it to happen, so I wasn't even talking about it until they actually got into melee range of Tainted Ones, which was really, really poor decision coming out from him there. That's going to give Vayne an advantage as soon as he goes back to buy his first few items, especially against a lane which I thought that they would lose early on. That might actually help them out quite significantly.
Right, so we are going to see some aggression here in the bottom lane. Green Team missing that play. He's going to get punished for it. Takes quite a fair bit of damage. Managed to get the Grasping Vines. Oh, the Death Sentence onto Wildlands. Mr. Albus is level 2. He could go for the kill. He does manage to pick it up. XXF is in huge trouble now. I just don't see him getting out of this one. We're going to see Green Tea here getting pretty low as well. It's probably going to be a trade. And we do see XXF flash away, but it is not enough because Mr. Albus has his flash up as well. And he's going to easily pick up that kill. 3 for 1 right now. HQ looking to be in a very strong position.
Mr. Albus now not only has 3 kills, but was able to push that huge minion wave into KLH's tower there. That's going to deny XSF a significant amount of experience. That was a poor play from them down at the bottom lane as well. Wildlands was only level 1 where he got Death Sentence early on. He was being way too aggressive after that flail missed. early on, and the follow-up play coming up for Green Team was able to cancel out the flash coming in from Wildlands, which would have kept them safe. Lancer being so aggressive here, charging into Tainted One's jungle, using that lead that he got early on to his advantage.
Right, Tainted One's there almost made a big mistake. He didn't get the smite kill immediately, and I believe it was only his red buff that finished off that bigger Wraith. Otherwise, he would have completely wasted his smite.
Prides and Monkeys here just dueling it out at the top lane to see the effectiveness of that Nasus pick. There's not much Prides can do. He tries to get a lot of auto attack and harass from those Vorpal Blades as well, but it's not going to do too much at the top lane. Monkeys will be able to heal that up quite effectively. Here we go, bottom lane. Wallen's getting taken out so low. Mr. Albus picks up another kill. Death sentence on XSF. He'll be taken down. Donated to Lantier this time though. And the passive from Zyra is going to do absolutely nothing in that engage.
Right, that was just another brilliant gank. HQ has been on the ball in these fights. The fact that they didn't expect that was a little bit worrying. KLH had their ward taken out. We did see Green Tea pop his pink ward to destroy Wallens' ward. And I think that they should have expected a gank incoming after that ward got taken out.
It's quite surprising to see them overextend so significantly right after he took down that ward. As you said, it was almost immediately after. He did throw out the Dark Passage for Vi to take into the lane, but still they were extended so far against a lane that has 3 kills above them as well.
Well, Pride's here just putting down the harass. Wallens gets caught again. This is just unacceptable. 6-1 at this point. Mr. Albus is just too fat. Just look at his items. He's got his built water cutlass 6 minutes into a game. I really feel like XXF is not going to be able to come back in this lane unless a miracle happens.
I mean, a Vayne with 5 kills, only 6 minutes into the game, that is going to be a very scary Vayne. You normally don't see Vayne ramp up until incredibly late into the game, and being this powerful early on, it will be a downhill forward.
Right, so we're going to see Mr. Albus actually get pretty aggressive in the lane, something that we don't usually see on a Vayne. They do tend to play a little bit more defensively until they gain the upper hand, and that usually happens later on, but now it's just 6 minutes in. We're going to see Mr. Albus have a very big upper hand, and he's just going to exercise that.
Wallens here is only level 3 right now. He's 2 levels behind the bottom lane of AHQ Esports Hub here. That's going to be quite terrible for him there. He's already 3 deaths behind. Death sentence there from Green Tea, just missing onto him there. Soon he's not going to be worth very much gold at all for AHQ to take down.
Right, actually, I do believe that if Wallens dies again, he's probably only going to be worth about 100 gold.
So we actually see Lantier here poised to come in for the gank at this bottom lane once again.
Oh, the death sentence and the flash. Green Tea gets a beautiful play. Wallens gets gibbed again. And we're going to see XXF get forced out once more in that lane. He's not having a good day. 39 million score to 51 right now on Mr. Albus. Not to mention the fact that he's got 5 kills, 2 assists.
My goodness, Wallens just got bursted so fast at that bottom lane. Didn't even have to use the ultimate from Vi. Actually, Vi's only level 5 in that gank. Didn't even have ultimate available from any of these champions. And they were able to take them down so fast. And you can just see how much of an advantage Mr. Albus and Green Tea have in this bottom lane. They managed to hit level 6 before Lantier did. And Lantier is ahead of Tainted Ones in the jungle.
Right, Monkey's desperately trying to push Prides out of lane. But that's just not happening. He's way too tanky for that. And you can see here, Prides hasn't gone back to shop, but despite that fact, he's not really able to push. I mean, Monkeys is still not able to bully him. The fact that Monkeys has gone back to purchase and still can't deal with Prides is a little bit surprising.
Nonetheless, Monkeys is doing a good job keeping even in minion score right now, especially using Nasus at the top lane. You expect the Nasus to fall extremely far behind early on and only start to catch up late game, just like Vayne would actually. But still, Monkey's doing a good job keeping on par. It's just going to be a brawl between these two champions, just auto-attacking each other once or twice here and there, just farming up the minions. Not too much to be expected otherwise of these two lanes, of this lane.
Right, so in the meantime, over at the bottom lane, we've got a Blade of the Ruin King at the 9-minute mark. Probably one of the biggest items that we've seen picked up so early on.
My goodness, that Blade of the Ruin King is going to give Vayne such a huge damage spike. Especially only 9 minutes into the game. I fear for the front line of the Combo Hunters right now that they're going to have a devastating time trying to deal with that.
Oh, nice taunt under the turret. Monkeys takes 2 hits from the turret and he's forced to back off there. Pride's just waiting for that gank to come in. We see Lantier moving up towards this top lane. There's no ward from Monkeys. He's actually put it in his tri-brush, so he's going to be completely unaware of this gank. Nice taunt here onto Monkeys. Lantier comes in. He's got that red buff. He's going to pop his ult. Monkeys staying alive for a little bit longer, but there's just no way out of this one. He doesn't even bother using that ghost. He goes down, and Pride gets control of that lane once again.
Monkeys really overstayed his welcome there. He thought that with Pride's being so low, any taunt coming out there, he could turn around easily. Did not expect Lancer to come out of the jungle. The death sentence by Green Tea, barely missing onto that bottom lane.
Oh, nice poke there from Mr. Albus, getting some good damage onto XXF, and he's showing some good restraint. We haven't seen any ganks coming out from Tainted Ones. He's still only level 5.
I have to give a lot of props to XSF though. Even though he's 4 kills behind Vayne right now, he's only 10 minion score behind, so he's doing his best to keep up in this lane as much as he possibly can.
Right, I don't know if that's going to be enough though, because if you think about it, he's going up against a Vayne. Vayne scaling is going to just keep going up. We see Tainted Ones finally coming in for that gank. They get a nice kill onto Lantier before we see Shen coming in with his ult. Tainted Ones though is in trouble. He's going to get killed by a body slam. Now Golden's is going to try to finish off Westar. He's a little bit low on energy though, so I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. Westar that has got that red as well as the blue buff. And the fact that Gragas keeps getting back health whenever he spams those spells is going to mean that Golden's is slowly going to start falling behind in this lane.
And we just saw there Westar cheekily just turning around for a little body slam into the face of Tainted Ones to take him down. Stand United was used by Prides there, but it did get cancelled out with the death of Lantier, so he was not able to come down and assist his team.
Right, so Westar here just being very aggressive. Now that he's got that blue and red buff, can afford to just be all in the face of Golden. You can see Golden's just struggling a little bit to get that CS.
Westar has healed up a lot. They take some harass there from Golden's. He does have the catalyst as well, so if you love
the death sentence lands onto Wallace. The play comes in the box as well. There's no way that he's getting out of this. We do see a nice grasping vine onto Mr. Albus, but he's just going to use the dark passage to find his way out of there.
It really is not Wallen's day right now. My goodness, he's been hit by those death sentences so many times. I don't even know if it's more or less than the times he's died so far. It's going to be really hard for XXF to hold here. Lantier might come over the wall.
Oh, XXF is going to go down for sure. In comes the Condemn. Green Tea's tanking the turret. He's got hit by the Chains of Corruption, but XXF there is not going to find the exit. They're going to try to go for the kill on Green Tea. Mr. Albus takes the Dark Passage away. They've got a lot of damage. Oh, the death sentence just catches Tainted Ones back in there. The play onto Golden's. Lantier's behind Golden's. He's going to be able to go in. The teleport comes in. Nasus looks to be coming in, but Golden's here is going to go down before that happens.
Nasus got cancelled as well.
Right, and it was Shen there coming in with a taunt. Stop that Monkey's teleport, and now Prides is going to try to take out Monkeys right under his own turret.
Huge power play coming in from AHQ Esports there. They didn't lose a single member in that engage. They were able to take down both bottom laners of the KLH. They took down Golden's and Tainted Ones as well. And that death sentence from Green Tea stopped Tainted Ones from getting the knock-up onto Lantier, which would be the guaranteed kill for Golden's if he got that.
Right, that was just a painful moment for the Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Losing so much in one single instant. And right now we're going to see Tainted Ones in trouble. The stop on the ult. That was a beautiful ult there. From the assault and battery from Lantier cancelling the Spear Flag combo was just amazing.
AHQ don't want Tainted Ones to go anywhere. Pride's being a bit of a proxy Shen there, farming in between the times. So I'm sure kind of Green Tea come up behind him. He might actually go for a gank here. He did walk over a ward. We have Mr. Albus coming in as well. Condemned into the wall he goes. He's going to use his ultimate death sentence. The flame comes out. The taunt. There's nothing he can do, especially with 5 members of AHQ at the top lane. He couldn't even breathe before he got taken down there.
There's just nothing that KLH is able to do to stop AHQ's rampage right now. The lead that they have is about 10,000 gold, just 14 minutes into this game. 15-2, and you know, the lead would be bigger if not for the fact that Wallens has died so many times that he's worth practically no gold. Tainted Ones now could be in trouble. Oh my goodness, he's gonna get caught out here. Pops the Cataclysm, but it does absolutely nothing once again. And the fact that a support like Green Tea could just get right into the back there is a worrying thing. Golden's KLH though trying to make a big play with the split push. They're gonna try to go for a base race.
If they do trade, even number of times, but Monkey's gonna go down here. He has nothing to escape this one. He's gonna go down. Wanna just take down a blue turret though. They could have gone onto the inhibitor turret there, but decided to back off. I was gonna say if they took down an even amount of towers and possibly the inhibitor there, KLH might have got pulled back one step up into this game. But by sending Westor home, they might be an advantage here, but Tainted One's going to engage on the prize. Death Sentence will miss there. Lancer to the back line. Zyra ult is popped. He does take up Golden's. Lancer will be taken down fast though. They still have Vayne doing 3 damage backline. Ultimate is popped. He will take down Tainted Ones. No, it will actually be the support taken down. XF in trouble. He's going to get taken down. Mr. Alba's healing up with that lifesteal there. Wallen's so low, but nothing he can do. Monkey's now coming in to try and defend, but there's nothing he can do either. That's a 3-for-1 trade in favor of AHQ there. They will pick up an inhibitor for that as well.
Right, some fantastic footwork there from Mr. Albert. They're going to start their work on this Nexus turret straight away. I don't know if they're going to be able to take that out, but that is some brave play here coming out from AHQ. 20-3. The kills are just so far apart.
11 kills for Mr. Albus right now. He picked up that Zeal already. He's going to get the Phantom Dancer straight away and be content with that. No, he picks up a longsword as well. He is incredibly rich. 11 kills and 111 minion score right now.
8,000 gold, double the gold of some of the champions here that are on the Kuala Lumpur Hunters. You can see Tainted Ones and Wallens are not even at 4,000 gold.
And you know it's trouble for KLH when Green Tea has the same gold as Golden's, who has the most gold in KLH right now.
Right. I don't see any way out for the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, barring the fact that AHQ all disconnects at the same time. There's just really no chance here.
Price here, gonna push up this lane. KLH do take down Dragon.
Oh, don't take that route. Oh my goodness. XXF and Wallens here putting themselves in a very tight position. Not quite sure what they're deciding to do, but
smart choice to back off there, but that's going to delay the amount of time and the amount of damage that AHQ can get onto this turret here. We have Zed Poise in the back line. They might actually go for engage here, but I feel that KLH go for engage anywhere besides under their Nexus turrets is going to be devastating for them.
I hope Brian's there with a bit of a derp taunt. We're going to see Green Tea get the death sentence. Wallens gets knocked out. We're going to see the ult come in and they're going to go straight onto XXF. Price is going to look for that taunt. The Chains of Corruptions lands onto him right under the Nexus turret. He's taking a lot of damage, but he still isn't going down. Just look at the amount that he's tanking. We're going to see a nice ult there. The explosive cast knocking Monkeys back into the fight. Lancier here getting the target of the death mark. He's going to escape. They're not taking too much damage. Mr. Albus in the meantime has been focusing on the inhibitor. He managed to take it out. And now with 2 lanes of Swift minions barreling down, I don't think that Kuala Lumpur Hunters is going to be able to defend for much longer.
1-for-nothing trade in favor of the KLH there, but they did manage to take down that turret and inhibitor there. AHQ are just pretty much going down one lane, taking down every single turret in their way and not letting KLH stop them in any means or form. And it looks like that's what they're gonna do with their spawn lane very soon.
Right, that wasn't even a very clean fight there from AHQ. You saw Pride's getting under the turret and just sitting there for a good 5 to 10 seconds. And the fact that he was able to do that really is a worrying fact for Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
And we had Mr. Albus just hitting the inhibitor the entire time. He didn't get a single shot off onto any member of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
So once he starts putting out some damage, they're going to have to start worrying. Mr. Albus here is really farmed up, sitting on a pot of 1,000 gold. Once he heads back to the base to purchase some items, he's just going to be unstoppable. I don't think they even need to do that This looks like they're going to want to push right for the inhibitor turret here. If they take out that third inhibitor, I don't think you can defend three lanes of minions, super minions at the 20-minute mark.
Right, Sankey Tower once again just running into the front line of KLH. The final inhibitor turret that's left standing has already been taken down so low. This next minion wave should allow AHQ to take it down.
Right, so they're going to get in there. Monkeys tries to put the Spirit Fire down, get as many minions as he can. But it is just not happening fast enough. The turret is getting whittled away slowly. Death Sentence onto Wallace. The box goes in there. Green Tea's taking a lot of damage, but the team isn't able to back him up. Lantier comes in with the ball breaker. We're going to see Bride's pawn over the wall. Manages to catch a hold of Monkey's Cataclysm from Tainted Ones, but that is not going to be enough. Nice knock up there from Wallens. They managed to get Mr. Albus really low. Pops the barrier, stays alive, keeps Monkeys away, picks up the kill, and we're going to see AHQ just rain in on the parade here. 4 members of KLH down. Only a single casualty on AHQ. Mr. Albus staying alive against all odds.
The flare coming in from Green Tea there was just enough to keep Mr. Albus alive, pulling Monkeys right out of range of his last attack. Death Sentence on the Goldens. He's going to pop his ultimate, but die during the ultimate animation. That's something I've never seen on Shen. Taunt onto Tainted Ones. He's going to walk out of the screen here as the Nexus explodes, and that will be game for AHQ.
I didn't even know you could die when you were using the death mark.
I think it'd be from the ignite, just like Elise's repel. Once you go up in the air,
he went invisible and then he just died. It was nuts.
Invincible dead Zed.
So just an amazingly well played game from HQ here. And you were just saying, I don't think Vayne lane is that weak.
Oh goodness.
And then here we have a complete destruction of the bottom lane by Vayne. 12-0-7.
12-0-7 with the help of Green Tea there, who has more kills than everybody on his team except for Vayne. 4-1-16 for that Thresh. He had a fantastic game there.
I guess you could say that KLH got threshed.
Oh man.
Right. Oh man. Bad puns. But yeah, I think KLH here definitely needs to work on their laning. Wallens in particular, I feel, played really poorly. You know, the only reason why HQ seemed to own that lane so much was because Wallens kept getting caught by the death sentence. There's just no excuse to be caught by it like 3 times in a row. He'd come back to lane, get caught, come back again, get pinned at the wall when he's warding, and it's just really bad play.
It sure was. Even though Monkeys did okay at top, Tainted Ones got shut down early. Wallens and XF didn't do too well at the bottom lane either. Golden's held his own, but wasn't doing fantastic either, so it was poor play from the Karma Hunters.
Right, so it was just overall poor mechanics, poor laning. We don't even have to go into team fights here. We just need to focus on what's happening in the early game, and you can see the Kuala Lumpur Hunters just fell apart. So we are going to be coming back with more exciting action in a couple of minutes. We're going to take a short break.